Every morning you wake up with a choice. Will today be just another day, slipping away in distractions, or will you take control and make it count? The great Stoic philosopher Marcus Aurelius once said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." And that strength begins the moment you open your eyes. Right now you have the opportunity to set the tone for your entire day. Will you let fear, doubt, and procrastination hold you back? Or will you rise with purpose, discipline, and unshakable focus? This is not just another motivational speech. This is a reminder, a wake-up call to take action, to stop waiting for the perfect moment, and to start winning the day. Seneca warned us, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it." Think about that. How many moments have you lost to hesitation? How many dreams have you delayed because you told yourself, "I'll do it tomorrow"? But what if tomorrow never comes? What if today is your only chance to make a difference? The world will throw obstacles in your path. You will face challenges, setbacks, and moments of doubt. But a Stoic does not crumble under pressure. A Stoic does not fear failure. A Stoic sees every hardship as fuel, every setback as an opportunity to grow stronger. So take a deep breath, stand tall, and decide right now that today is yours to conquer. Before you go, take a moment to like and subscribe to this video. Leave a comment and share it with someone who needs to hear this. More powerful content is coming, and you won't want to miss it. If you're ready, comment, "I'm ready," and join me on this journey of discovery. Number 1, master your mind. Stoicism and the art of mental control. Have you ever felt trapped in your own thoughts? Like a broken record, negative ideas replay in your mind. Fear seeps into every decision, and procrastination holds you back every time you try to move forward. You want to start something new, change your life. But the moment inspiration strikes, a wave of self-doubt follows. What if I fail? What if I'm not good enough? What if people laugh at me? And so, you hesitate, you delay, you postpone. Days turn into weeks, weeks into months, and before you know it, nothing has changed. Take a moment and reflect. How many times has fear prevented you from taking action? How many opportunities have slipped away simply because you worried about things that never actually happened? Seneca, one of the great Stoic philosophers, once said, "We suffer more in imagination than in reality." Most of our suffering does not stem from real events, but from the frightening scenarios our minds create. We dread public speaking because we imagine people mocking us. Yet in reality, they likely don't care as much as we think. We fear failure when starting a new project, but forget that history's most successful individuals have failed not once, but dozens, even hundreds of times. But here's the truth you must grasp. What happens in your mind is not reality, unless you allow it to be. You cannot control the world, but you can control how you respond to it. You cannot dictate what others think of you, but you can decide whether their opinions affect you. You cannot change the past, but you can control how you act in the present. Take the story of Sylvester Stallone, the man who wrote and starred in Rocky, the iconic film that transformed his career forever. Before his breakthrough, Stallone was an unknown actor struggling to survive, so desperate that he had to sell his beloved dog for food. When he completed Rocky, film studios rejected it repeatedly, unless he agreed to give up the lead role. Instead of letting rejection break him, he remained relentless. In the end, not only did he get his film made, but he also bought back his dog and became one of Hollywood's greatest stars. Had he let fear of failure control him, would the world have ever seen Rocky? Would he have ever achieved his dream? You don't have to look far for inspiration. Just observe nature. Before an eagle soars through the skies, it must face its most terrifying challenge, the first leap from the nest. It might fall, it might fail, it might get hurt. But if it never takes that leap, it will never discover that it was born to fly. This is the greatest lesson nature teaches all living beings. Either you step outside your comfort zone, or you remain undeveloped forever. How can you control your mind? The answer is simple. Train it daily. Push yourself beyond your comfort zone. Do things that make you uncomfortable. Seneca once advised, set aside a certain number of days during which you shall be content with the scantiest and cheapest fare, with coarse and rough dress, saying to yourself the while, is this the condition that I feared? He intentionally placed himself in uncomfortable situations to strengthen his mind so that when real hardships came, they no longer frightened him. You can start applying this mindset today. Wake up an hour earlier and tackle something you've been avoiding. Work with complete focus, free from phone or social media distractions. Embrace challenges instead of running from them. Intentionally put yourself in difficult situations to build resilience. Because if you don't master your thoughts will master you. They will shape you into someone who lives in fear, avoids challenges, and waits endlessly for the perfect moment, a moment that will never arrive. Marcus Aurelius once said, "It is not death that a man should fear, but he should fear never beginning to live." Death is not as terrifying as the idea of never truly living. And if you let fear control you, you aren't living. You're merely existing. Make a choice right now. You can let negative thoughts control your life, or you can start controlling them. You can keep procrastinating, or you can take action today. You can continue dreaming of a better life, or you can begin creating it. No one else can do this for you. No one else can take control of your mind. And once you master it, nothing will stop you. Have you ever wondered why some people rise above adversity while others crumble? What separates those who give up from those who persist? It's not luck, talent, or circumstances. It's their mindset. Number 2, commit to success, facing adversity. Winners are not those who never face hardship, but those who refuse to let hardship define them. Seneca, one of the greatest Stoic philosophers, once said, "Difficulties strengthen the mind as labor does the body." The challenges in life do not come to break you, they come to shape you. Just as an athlete endures pain for muscle growth, your mind needs adversity to become stronger. But the real question is, are you willing to endure that pain to achieve greatness? Many people dream of success, but very few are willing to pay the price. Do you truly want to achieve your goals, or do you just like the idea of success? Are you willing to sacrifice sleep, comfort, and temporary pleasures to pursue what you desire? If the answer is no, then perhaps it is not your real dream. A sailor who ventures into the sea but is not ready to face the storms should not leave the shore. But if this is truly what you want, you must commit to it fully, no matter the obstacles. You may fall, but only when you refuse to rise again does it become true failure. Look at the life of Harriet Tubman, who freed herself from slavery and then risked everything to help hundreds of others escape to freedom. She had nothing but willpower, courage, and an unshakable belief that no one could take away what did not belong to them, her freedom. If she had accepted her fate as a slave, she would never have become a symbol of resilience and defiance. What about you? What is holding you back? Your circumstances, your fears, or your mindset? Epictetus, who was born into slavery and later became a renowned Stoic philosopher, taught it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. You cannot control what life throws at you, but you have complete control over how you respond. One person may complain about growing up in poverty, while another uses it as fuel to rise above. One person may let failure crush them, while another sees it as a lesson to grow stronger. The difference lies in the mindset, and that is the essence of Stoicism. Imagine you are climbing a steep mountain. The path is filled with sharp rocks, strong winds push against you, and every step is painful. But as you keep moving, your body adapts, your willpower strengthens. And when you finally reach the top, looking back at the challenges you overcame, you realize it was the struggle itself that made you who you are. If the path had been easy, you would never have grown. A diamond is only formed under immense pressure, and a person only becomes truly strong through adversity. Are you willing to endure that pressure to become the best version of yourself? Take Bethany Hamilton, a professional surfer who lost an arm in a shark attack. For many, losing a limb could mean the end of their career and dreams, but Hamilton refused to let adversity define her. She returned to the waves, adapted to her new body, and continued winning major surfing championships. What allowed her to do that? A spirit that did not break in the face of challenges. She could not control losing her arm, but she could control how she continued living her life. So what is stopping you? Is it exhaustion, disappointment, or fear? Are you afraid of what others think? Are you afraid of failure? Remember, all these obstacles are just tests along your journey. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." The obstacle is not what blocks your path, it is the path you must take. If you want to be stronger, face what scares you. If you want success, be ready for failure. If you want a meaningful life, accept that it will not be easy. You have a choice. You can take the easy path, stay in your comfort zone, avoid challenges, and remain an average version of yourself. Or you can choose the path of greatness, perseverance, resilience, and commitment to your goals. No one can walk this path for you. No one can endure the pain for you. But once you decide to face adversity, once you commit to overcoming it, nothing can stop you. And when you look back, you will realize that every scar, every setback, every moment of struggle was worth it because they made you who you are. So ask yourself, do you truly want to achieve your dreams? If the answer is yes, then commit to them. Face adversity with an unbreakable spirit. Keep going even when you feel like giving up. Remember, no one can take away what does not belong to them. Your strength, your perseverance, your ability to rise. If you dare to commit to yourself, dare to fight for what you believe in, then nothing in this life can hold you back. Number 3, embrace hardship and persevere. Amor, Fati, love your fate. If you have understood that your mind is your most powerful weapon, that you can control your thoughts and reactions to life, then the next step on your Stoic journey is learning to love your fate, Amor, Fati. This is not passive acceptance, nor is it surrendering to whatever life throws at you. Amor, Fati is a declaration of strength, an unshakable resolve that you will not only accept what happens to you, but also embrace it, transforming it into fuel for growth, resilience, and greatness. Have you ever wondered why life seems full of obstacles? Why are some people born with more advantages than others? Why do bad things happen just when you try to change? Let me give you the truth. Life does not care about what you think is fair. It simply follows its own rules. You can spend your whole life complaining, or you can use it to become the strongest version of yourself. Friedrich Nietzsche, a philosopher deeply influenced by Stoicism, once said, "My formula for greatness in a human being is amor fati. That one wants nothing to be different, not forward, not backward, not in all eternity. True greatness does not come from wishing for an easier life. It comes from standing amidst hardships, pain, and loss, and saying, 'I would not have it any other way. I embrace it all.'" The most successful people in history did not avoid difficulties. They turned those difficulties into their greatest advantages. Take Haruki Murakami, one of the world's most celebrated novelists. Before he became a writer, he owned a jazz bar and had never written a single novel. One day, while watching a baseball game, he saw a perfect hit and suddenly thought, "I can write a novel." But when he submitted his first manuscript, it was rejected. No one believed that someone with no writing experience could become an author. But instead of giving up, he persisted. He refined every sentence, polished every idea, and kept going for years. Today, he is one of the most respected novelists in the world. If he had taken that first rejection as a sign that this is not the right path for me, would we ever have Norwegian wood or Kafka on the shore? Great people do not ask for an easy road. They do not wait for luck or complain about their circumstances. They have only one choice: to get up and fight. They understand that adversity is not something to avoid. It is a test to see if they are worthy of what they desire. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." The obstacles in your path are not there to stop you. They are the path you must walk. Look at Stephen Hawking, who was diagnosed with ALS at a young age and told he had only a few years to live. Instead of resenting his fate, he embraced it. He could not walk, could not speak without a machine, but his mind remained free, stronger than ever. He reshaped our understanding of the universe, time, and physics. He lived not just a few years, but over 5 decades beyond his diagnosis, without complaints, without bitterness, without giving up. He accepted his fate and turned it into his greatest weapon. How can you look at life's struggles and not hate them, but instead see them as essential parts of your journey? You cannot wait until hardship arrives to start training your mind. You must prepare in advance, pushing yourself into challenging situations so that when real difficulties come, you are ready. Start practicing Amor Fati by. When you fail, ask yourself, what is this teaching me? Instead of complaining, search for the lesson. When you lose something, remember everything in life is temporary, including you. When you face adversity, imagine yourself as a Roman warrior, one who does not cry, does not retreat, but marches forward with only one mission: to overcome. You cannot control what happens to you, but you can control how you respond. You can curse your fate, or you can love it and use it as a launching pad for greatness. Strength does not come from changing the world. It comes from changing the way you see the world. Think deeply. Will you continue complaining about your struggles, or will you embrace them as a part of your journey, as opportunities to prove yourself? Will you keep hoping for an easy life, or will you step up, accept everything that comes your way, love it, and turn it into your power? The choice is yours. And once you choose Amor Fati, you will never fear or retreat again. Before we dive into the next lesson, can I ask you for a small favor? If you're enjoying this and find value in what you've learned, hit that like button. And hey, if you haven't yet, make sure to subscribe. Why? When you like and subscribe, you're telling YouTube that this content is worth sharing, and that helps spread these powerful ideas to more people who might need a little inspiration, just like you. So let's share the wisdom and bring more people into this journey of self-improvement and strength. Number 4, take full responsibility for your success. The dichotomy of control. If you understand that your thoughts can either be your greatest weapon or the chains that imprison you, then the next realization you need is this: success or failure is entirely in your hands. No one else can do it for you. You can blame your circumstances, your family, society, or the unfair challenges life throws your way. But ultimately, everything boils down to one undeniable truth: you are fully responsible for your life. Epictetus, one of the greatest Stoic philosophers, once said, "Happiness and freedom begin with a clear understanding of one principle. Some things are within our control, and some things are not." If you want freedom, happiness, and success, You must distinguish between what is within your control and what is not. Can you control today's weather? Number, can you control what others think of you? Number, can you control whether your company decides to fire you? Number, but what can you control? How you respond, how you act, how you get back up after falling. Have you ever met someone who spends their whole life blaming the world? They complain about their job but do nothing to improve it. They lament their poor health but refuse to change their diet or exercise. They curse their lack of opportunities but never step outside their comfort zone to create their own. These are people who live under the illusion that their lives are controlled by others. But what is the truth? The truth is that no one is coming to save them. No one will change their lives for them. Only they can do that. Look at the story of John Paul DeGioia, the founder of John Paul Mitchell Systems and Patron Spirits. He was not born into wealth, nor did he have an easy road to success. Before becoming a billionaire, he was homeless, living in his car, knocking on doors to sell shampoo. He could have blamed fate, complained that life was unfair, but he didn't. He understood that his future was in his own hands, and he took action. If you're still waiting for someone to wake you up in the morning, push you to work harder, drag you to the gym, or force you to study, I have bad news for you. No one is coming. No one is going to chase your dreams for you. No one is going to place success in your hands. You can keep waiting. You can keep complaining, or you can stand up and take action. Marcus Aurelius once said, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one." Stop debating what you should do. Stop fantasizing about a better version of yourself without taking real steps to achieve it. Act now. Take responsibility for yourself. There is a little-known story about Miyamoto Musashi, the legendary Japanese swordsman. As a young man, he was not a master, not a warrior, but instead of waiting for the perfect teacher, instead of hoping for the ideal opportunity, he trained himself. He practiced relentlessly, fought over 60 duels without a single loss, and became one of the greatest samurai in history. He had no one to guide him, no one to show him the way. He decided his fate. That is the Stoic mindset. Either you control your life, or you let others control it for you. But maybe you're thinking, I didn't have a good starting point. I don't have the right conditions. I wasn't lucky. Let me ask you this. Do you think every successful person was born with an advantage? Many were born into poverty, ridiculed, and labeled as failures, but they refused to let their circumstances define them. Take Helen Thayer, a woman with no professional exploration experience, who at over 50 years old walked 400 miles, 640 kilometers, alone to the North Pole. She faced snowstorms, polar bears, and extreme conditions. She didn't wait for help. She didn't use her age or gender as an excuse. She took action. Now look at yourself. Will you keep delaying and making excuses? Or will you stand up and do something to change your life? Will you keep dreaming? Or will you finally turn those dreams into reality? No one is going to do it for you. Seneca once said, "It is not because things are difficult that we do not dare. It is because we do not dare that things are difficult." Life is not hard because it is inherently difficult. It is hard because you refuse to face it. The biggest obstacle is not your circumstances. It is your fear. What will you choose? Will you live a life dictated by others, or will you take control? You can continue sitting there, drowning in excuses for why you cannot succeed. Or you can stand up right now and start taking control of your fate. Remember, no one is coming to save you. No one will do it for you. You are the only one responsible for your life. And if you truly understand that, if you truly embrace the wisdom of the Stoics, you will never return to your old ways. You will take action. You will move forward. You will take charge of your destiny, not tomorrow, not next week, right now. Number 5, discipline is the key to success, virtue and asceticism. You can continue letting negative thoughts control your life, or you can start mastering them. You can keep procrastinating, or you can stand up and take action. But once you've gained control over your mind and mastered your thoughts, what determines how far you will go? The answer is simple: discipline. Discipline is the bridge between thought and action, between desire and results. If you truly want to build a great life, you cannot rely on fleeting emotions or temporary motivation. You cannot work only when you feel inspired or train only when it's convenient. You must have discipline. You must commit to doing what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like doing it. Marcus Aurelius emphasized this when he wrote, "A man's worth is no greater than the worth of his ambitions." A person's value is not measured by what they wish for, but by how much they are willing to discipline themselves to achieve it. Everyone has ambitions and everyone wants success, but only a few have the discipline to turn those ambitions into reality. Imagine a Roman soldier during a brutal war. When the enemy approaches, he doesn't have the luxury of waiting until he feels ready. He cannot wait for motivation to charge into battle. He trains every day, even when his body aches, even when his spirit is exhausted. When the decisive moment comes, it is not emotions that allow him to fight, it is discipline. The same applies to a fighter preparing for a championship match. He cannot afford to skip training just because he wakes up feeling lazy. If he does, failure is inevitable. Now ask yourself, in your own life, are you acting like a warrior, or are you letting laziness drag you down? The Stoic masters understood long ago that discipline is the foundation of freedom. At first, this may sound contradictory. Isn't freedom about doing whatever we want? But Epictetus explained it clearly in Discourses 4.1.1. No man is free who is not master of himself. A person who cannot control themselves can never truly be free. Look at your own life. If you lack discipline, you will remain trapped in a cycle of procrastination, laziness, and disappointment, only to repeat the cycle. You will be controlled by temptations, from mindless social media scrolling to short-term pleasures. But if you develop discipline, you take control of your life. You are no longer a slave to impulses, but a leader of yourself. Look at the most successful people in history. Did you know that Kobe Bryant, one of the greatest basketball players of all time, woke up at 4 a.m. every morning to train without anyone forcing him to do so? He did not rely on short-term motivation, but on unwavering discipline. While others slept, he trained. While others relaxed, he sharpened his skills. The result? He became a legend. Take Haruki Murakami, a world-renowned author. When he first started writing, he realized that without a strict routine, he would never complete his novels. So he established a disciplined schedule, waking up at 4 a.m. every day, writing for 5 to 6 hours, and then running 10 kilometers. Not because he loved doing it every day, but because he knew that only discipline produces masterpieces. The real question: will you apply it? The most important thing is not just understanding the power of discipline, it is whether you are willing to apply it. Will you get out of bed immediately when the alarm rings, or will you hit snooze for 5 more minutes? Will you train even when you feel tired, or will you say, "I'll do it tomorrow"? Will you complete your tasks even when you lack motivation, or will you procrastinate and let your future depend on luck? Seneca, in Letters to Lucilius 78.1, wrote, "Difficulties strengthen the mind as labor does the body." Challenges are not your enemies. They are the tools that make you stronger. But if you do not build discipline, challenges will break you. Train like a Stoic. Wake up early even when you feel tired. No one enjoys getting out of bed in the dark, but that is how you build mental toughness. Train even when your body aches. If you only work out when it's easy, you will always be weak. Work even when you lack motivation. Motivation fades, but discipline is what drives success. Limit short-term distractions. Put down your phone. Stop mindless social media scrolling. Focus on what truly matters. No one can do this for you. You cannot hire someone to build muscle for you. You cannot pay someone to read books and gain knowledge on your behalf. You cannot outsource your discipline. The final truth. Discipline defines your limits. If you truly seek freedom, freedom from procrastination, from laziness, from mediocrity, there is only one path. Build discipline. And when you do, you will realize a powerful truth. There are no limits to what you can achieve. The world does not restrict you. Only your lack of discipline does. So now ask yourself, will you let laziness control you, or will you rise, train your discipline, and become the greatest version of yourself? The choice is yours, and only yours. Number 6, every day is an opportunity, Stoicism in action. If tomorrow never comes, would you have any regrets if today were your last day? Are you doing something truly meaningful, or are you letting another day slip away in procrastination, distractions, and meaningless activities? Memento mori, remember that you will die. This is not a threat, nor is it a pessimistic thought. On the contrary, it is a reminder, an awakening, a sharp jolt to your mind that time is finite. Seneca once wrote, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it. We do not have too little time. We simply waste too much of it on things that do not matter." How much time have you spent worrying? How many days have you let pass simply because you thought, "I'll do it tomorrow"? But can you be sure tomorrow will come? A Stoic does not fear death. We do not avoid it. We confront it and use it as fuel. When you truly grasp that one day you will no longer exist, you will see life through an entirely different lens. You will stop postponing what truly matters. You will stop stressing over trivial things. You will start taking action because you understand that every moment that passes is a piece of your life that you can never get back. You could leave this world at any moment. Let that awareness guide your thoughts, your words, and your actions. But look at reality. How many people live this way? How many wake up each morning determined to live fully? How many dare to chase challenges, pursue their dreams, and do something truly meaningful? Instead, they drift through life in endless procrastination, fear of failure, and meaningless worries. They spend hours mindlessly scrolling through social media, but never take a single minute to reflect on what they truly want from life. They complain about their jobs, but never dare to change. They dream of a better life, but never take action to turn that dream into reality. And time slips away faster than they realize, until one day they look back and see they have wasted their entire lives on things that never mattered. Look at Admiral William H. McRaven, former commander of the U.S. Navy SEALs. In his famous commencement speech at the University of Texas, he shared the first lesson every Navy SEAL learns: making your bed every morning. It sounds simple, even trivial, but it holds a powerful truth. Starting your day with one small but disciplined action sets the tone for everything that follows. If you cannot do the small things right, how can you handle the big challenges in life? This is the essence of Stoic philosophy. Every day is an opportunity to improve yourself. But if you waste it, you will remain stagnant. Imagine if today you woke up with a different mindset, a determination to live every moment fully. What would you do? Would you finally say the things you've been too afraid to express? Would you finally chase the dream you've been putting off for years? Would you finally break the bad habits that have been holding you back? Don't say you're not ready. No one is ever truly ready. While you hesitate, life continues to pass you by. You cannot wait for the perfect circumstances to begin. You must create those circumstances by taking action right now. But life is not easy. The road to success is not a smooth one. It is filled with challenges, failures, pain, and sacrifice. But do you think there is any other way? Do you truly believe there is a shortcut to greatness? There are no shortcuts. There is no easy path. If you want something extraordinary, you must be willing to endure difficulty, failure, and the pain of standing up every time you fall. So what will you do today? Will you continue staying in your comfort zone, waiting for the right time to start? Or will you stand up, take action, and take control of your life? If you truly want change, if you truly want to become the best version of yourself, start right now. Don't waste another second debating what a good person should do. Be one. Get up. Take action. Own today. No one can do it for you. Only you can decide how you will live. And once you truly seize each day, nothing will be able to stop you. Before you go, a small request. If you found this message valuable and haven't hit the like button yet, take just 1 second to do it. You have no idea how much it helps. Leave a comment with your thoughts. Share this video with someone who needs to hear it. And most importantly, subscribe. More powerful content is coming, and you don't want to miss it.